So we were out today riding our e-bikes, and noticed that my wife's kickstand, after we went over a couple of bumps, was rubbing on the tire like this. See this? Making a pretty good noise. She's like, "What happened? What happened?" I'm like, "Don't hit the panic switch yet. Let's see if we can't figure it out." So what I discovered was the kickstand had come loose. See this right here? Look at. Now, if you're like me, you don't really like kickstands rubbing on tires, or even kickstands being loose, because once they're loose, they're just going to get looser and fall off. You know, it's the old bicycle routine, motorcycle routine. Well, actually, all routines: tighten them bolts up, tighten them bolts up. So if you're wondering how you tighten the kickstand up on your Rattan RM or RL, is that what that was called? RF. There we go. M for male. This is a male bike. Or F for female bike. That's the one with the low thing. Anyway, I'm assuming they probably both got the same arrangement for kickstand. Kickstand tightening. What you're going to need is you're going to need an 8mm. You're going to need an 8mm Allen wrench of some sort. 8mm. Okay. And what I like to do with mine when I'm tightening stuff like this, is I like to use a box wrench on the end of the Allen wrench, because I'm not as strong as I used to be. See this right here? Kind of like just a little routine like that right there. See that? See that? See what I just did? Okay. Just like this right here. You could use a torque wrench if you want. Probably people out there are saying, torque wrench, need a torque wrench. I can hear it now. But I kind of know my own strength, and it's lessened a lot. So I just guesstimate. Here we go. There you go. There you go. If you want to see what that looks like underneath, I'll try this. I'm not going to lay down in the concrete for you, but that's what it looks like underneath. Can you see that? Right. So now that that's tightened up, look, no more against the tire. Now I can actually put my finger between there. Okay. I'm assuming if you ever wanted to replace one of these kickstands, or put a different kickstand on it, this is pretty much the same process. Now you're also going to need, now watch this, I'm going to put this, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this a controller. This is where they hide the controller on these skidders, like so. You might want to handle this kind of lightly, if you will. Not twist too many things and stuff up in here. You know the routine. You know the routine, right? That fits in there really nice and snug. That cable just kind of lays over the top. Okay. This little guy right here. I would be gentle with these wires if I were you. I wouldn't be pulling on those wires and stuff too tight. I mean, there's no sense in causing yourself more grief than necessary. All right, just tuck them in there. Just tuck them back in like so. Yeah. You're also going to need a small Phillips screwdriver, because these little Phillips screws, look here, these little Phillips screws are what hold this plate in place. And I'll just go ahead and get a couple of them started here. Okay. Put this back together again. Okay. Like so. Just a minute. This is intermission. We're going to get a hot dog if you want it. Alright, hold on. Let's find out if all these screws are the same size. I don't think they are. Maybe I will just have myself a little rest on the concrete. My knees ain't as good as they used to be either. Let's see here. What do we got? See? Now look, now these are two different size screws. Can you see this? So don't be fooled with this either. Alright. See this? So we got two different size screws in here for sure. It looks like It looks to me like there's two, maybe 5mm screws and two 6mm screws. Where'd that go? And two 6mm screws. Now, the two smaller shank screws, same size heads it looks like. It's the two smaller shank screws. Let's see here. Hold on. Put this over here. And I'll try this. I'll try this and let you know how this goes, okay? Yeah. Hold on here. Now, at least on this bike anyway. This may not apply to your bike, I don't know. But on my bike, the smaller shank screws. Just a minute here. There's a smaller one. There's a smaller one. Here's a bigger one. Try this one right here. Well, what do you think of that? There we go. There we go. About as easy as that. Alright. So the two smaller shank screws went towards the front. A second, finish putting this together. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There you go. You don't want that cover to come off. So, on my bike, the two smaller shank screws went towards the front, here and here.